Hey guys, and welcome to my 1 year breastfeeding update. Yes, we did make it 1 year. Woohoo! The last time that I did a breastfeeding update was actually at the 3-month mark. So it has been a while. As most of you know, Josh was deployed for 6 months. So he left right around that time. So that did kind of influence my breastfeeding journey and how it all played out. I did go and visit, different states while Josh was deployed. So I was in Texas, and then I was in California, and then I was back in Texas, but in a different house. So I will say, and this is just being honest, that part of me continuing to breastfeed really had to do with almost just pure exhaustion. I found that it was a lot easier for me to pacify him, by nursing, or at night when I really just wanted to go to sleep. It was a lot easier to just whip it out and have him nurse. So I know that towards the end, I was ready to be done nursing. I wasn't, because I knew, I'm like, wow, I would say that, but then I'm like, oh my gosh, but then when it's really over, I think I'll be sad. But I was just done. I was emotionally tired. I was physically tired. I was ready to go home. I just felt like I had nothing left in me, to continue. And just that extra, someone needing you and whining for you and wanting you, and you're like, oh, and I don't know. It was hard. And then as he started getting bigger, he wasn't this, cute little tiny bundle of wrapped up burrito that just went right onto the boob. No, he started getting bigger, and he wanted to start, pinching and oh, that was probably the worst. He would pinch my skin like this, just pinching it, and he would grab it with his fingers, and then he started he would be I'd be laying down on my side, and he would have my boob in his mouth, and he would be twisted and standing almost in a weird way, and he would try to be flopping back and forth. And I would stop him, but he would still do it or pull, he would want to pull away, and it was annoying, to be honest. It was annoying. I'm like, stop it. But it was a lot easier to just have him be quiet, and that way I could get some sleep. So it was tough. I'm not sure that if Josh, if we were in normal circumstances where I was home and Josh was here, I probably would have gone a year still, maybe. Actually, I don't know, to be honest. I feel like I would have made it to the 7th month mark, and then I feel like I would have tried to pull back. As far as the weaning process, which has just recently started not too long ago, I decided to really focus on weaning him right after his 1-year doctor appointment, which again, if y'all saw that, when he went, he had lost a lot of weight, which I could kind of tell. He was getting pretty skinny, but I thought he was just, which it was. He had lost weight because he was moving around more. So yeah, that was just part of it. But he was down to 17 pounds. That's pretty small. He was 7 pounds when he was born, almost 8 pounds when he was born. So that was pretty small. And then on top of that, he was anemic. And that just was you know what? I really feel like it's time, because what the doctor was saying was it might be best to go and just cut him off cold turkey, because what he was doing was he was nursing, and then because that satisfied him enough, since he doesn't have a large appetite to begin with, he didn't want to try new foods. He didn't really want to eat. He was kind of being more picky because he wasn't hungry. And if he did cry and I did nurse him, he would hold off pretty much. He was gonna not eat and fight it until he knew that he would be getting nursed later. So she was saying, you know, the best way may be to just completely cut him off. That way he's hungry and has to eat. The first 2 days weren't that bad because he was like, I don't know what's going on. Let me try all these new things. I mean, he was trying some fruit, and so he was trying. But that third day, it's like it hit him. He realized, like, what do you mean I don't just get to nurse on demand anymore? You know, I don't get to just ask for milk and I get some. And I think it like clicked. And so he did not want to eat anything that day. I mean, everything was like, no, except for Cheerios, because he is obsessed with Cheerios. But other than that, he didn't want to eat, and he kept pulling at my shirt, and he would cry and cry. And I would tell him, you know, I'd be like, it's okay, like, let's go do this, let's go do that, trying to distract him. And he knew, you know, and he would be pulling, and he was just crying and crying, throwing a huge fit, like, all day long. That's all he was doing, was just crying. And that happened the next day too. So the fourth day was about the same, more crying, a little bit better. He did try to eat because, you know, he hadn't really eaten that third day since I didn't nurse him. And then after that, like by that weekend, I feel like we kind of got into a groove. So I feel like we're at a good place right now, and I'm still nursing him, but mostly only in the mornings, and that's not even every morning. It's only some mornings because right now we only have one car, so I do have to take Josh to work sometimes. So because of that, I want him to go back to sleep so that when I do have to wake him up, he's gotten some rest. And I know that if I nurse him, he'll go back to sleep. So we're still trying to figure it out, but we're getting into a better routine. But he is still nursing sometimes in the morning. I do still have milk, but I can tell like the difference in the fact that they're not nearly as full. The first day that we did start the weaning process, that night they got really full, because by the next morning I was like, oh, that pressure, it hurt really bad. But man, by the next day, nothing. Like, I mean, there was still milk, but they were not full, they weren't hurting. As far as what he's started eating, he does like fruit, so he eats oranges, he likes apples. It's just, you know, it changes all the time. So that's where I've learned, you know, as they say, I was a perfect parent until I became a mom. Pretty much. You know, you say and you have all these plans, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is what they won't do. And yes, you should definitely have your, you know, your standards, but you're not your kid. Your kid is going to have a completely their own plan. I mean, they're their own person. So, I mean, if you watched our vlogs, you saw that he loved blueberries. Like, that's all he was eating for a while. In fact, like, his poop was coming out like black and purple because of all the blueberries he was eating. But now he won't eat them. He will not eat them. And he throws them on the floor. He doesn't want them. And so he likes oranges right now. He likes apples. One thing that he has started eating is oatmeal. And honestly, I just buy the instant packet oatmeal. It's the one with just plain, like, no flavor, no like strawberry or anything like that. It's just plain. But it's the instant, you know, and it's done in a minute. And that's what I'll mix in, like avocado, sometimes banana, like little piece of banana, avocado. I've been able to mix in vegetables, like I chop up spinach really little, so I've been able to get him to eat it that way, and he'll eat it. And even eggs, I've been able to put in like a mash of eggs in there, and he'll eat that also. But then some days I'm like, here you go, this is your favorite, and then he's like, there it goes, all over the floor. You try your best. That's all you can do. And seriously, it was to the point where as long as he was eating, I was happy, because I knew that he was gaining weight, and hopefully it was helping with his him being anemic. And we did get medicine, so we've been giving that to him every day. Some days, I'm telling you honestly, he will eat Cheerios, and I'm just happy that he's eating something. It's better than nothing, because he's just screaming and crying, and I'm like, you know what, at least you're eating. And then other days we have great days where he eats all kinds of foods. He'll eat chicken, and he'll try different things, and mashed potatoes and rice, and some pieces of meat, and that's great, but at least I try not to beat myself up when he doesn't, and I'm like, and all you've eaten today is Cheerios. And watch Little Einsteins, because that's his jam right now. Little Einsteins is like his thing right now. The conveniences, I'm just saying, take advantage of them when you can, because sometimes they really are a lifesaver and a sanity saver. Like we do, he really likes these, like the yogurts that are in the pouches. And I personally get Chobani because I like Chobani, and I've always liked that brand over like Yoplait or like other brands, just me personally. We do try to watch his sugar, I don't give him juice, and just not yet. That's just, again, my personal preference. Sometimes it's that and Cheerios, and then we're good to go. So that's pretty much all. We're still, like I said, we're still weaning because he's not 100% done. I am still making milk. He still does nurse, but it is not as much, and I can tell that it won't be much longer. I am happy to have him fed, being able to be fed by other people, and trying new foods. It's cute to see him trying new things. If you guys have any other questions, I try to be as honest and share as much as I can. So if y'all have any questions, you can leave them down below in the comments, or you can always ask me on Facebook, which is all linked in the description box. Otherwise, that's all I have to say, and we will see you guys next time. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.